In this lecture, I'm going to go over these topics: indexing and catalogs. Even though most PDF files are searchable, embedding an index inside of that file will quicken the search results and make the search results more accurate. Catalogs, well, this is where you have a number of PDF files and you want to put an index with these files. Say you're burning a CD, DVD with a bunch of these files on them, PDF files, and you put the catalog index on the CD as well. And then the searching across all of the documents will be more accurate and a lot quicker for the person using the files. And then the pre-flight options. Pre-flight options pertain to, well, you think all your PDFs are ready to fly to the other side or to the person you're sharing them with, but you want to double check, and the pre-flight options let you bring up a number of features that you might want to check into and add to the PDF files. We'll cover that. Accessibility tools. The persons receiving these PDF files may need to have special software to read the files to them audio-wise, or may need to have these files zoomed in upon. And so the accessibility tool feature in Adobe Acrobat makes sure that the PDF files that you're sending out will be more accessible to those persons that need these special software apps to look at and to listen to the files themselves. It includes an option regarding color blindness that we will be possibly talking about as we go along. Scanner app for phones. The Adobe software company has produced now a scanning app that's free for all phones. We're going to discuss this a little bit further and see the stands, apparatuses upon which you can mount your phone when you're using your phone camera as a scanner. And also talk about how Adobe has the fix-up option built into it. So when you bring in a scan, either from a phone or from a regular flatbed scanner, the scanner tool will fix up some of the problems you can get into. And then we're going to talk about Bates numbering and how to apply Bates numbering to a document or a number of documents into the headers or footers, etc. of that document. So let's get started with indexing and cataloging. So basically, as it says here on the screen, you can reduce the time required to search a long PDF by embedding an index of the words in the document, embedding that index into the PDF file itself. Acrobat can search the index much faster than it can search the document. So the embedded index is included in your distribution or your shared copy of the PDF file. Users search the PDFs with embedded indexes exactly the same as they search without the embedded index. No extra steps are required. So these are the steps then to add an index to a PDF file. With the document open in Acrobat, you choose Tools, Index, and then the index tool set is displayed in the secondary toolbar. And then in the secondary toolbar, you click Manage Embedded Index. And then in the Manage Embedded Index dialog box, you click Embed the Index. And then you read the messages that appear to you, and you click OK. Now there's a special note here regarding Outlook and Lotus Notes. You have the option of embedding an index when you convert an email message or folder to a PDF. This is especially recommended for folders containing many email messages. and then update and remove the embedded index. You choose your tool, index, and then the index tool set is displayed in the secondary toolbar. And then in the secondary toolbar, you click Manage Embedded Indexes, and then you click either Update Index or Remove the Index. A little bit about the catalog feature in Acrobat. You can define a specific group of PDFs as a catalog, and then create a unified index for the entire collection of documents. Then when users search the catalog PDFs for specific information, the index makes the search process much faster. When you distribute the collection on a CD, you can include the PDF with include the index with the PDFs. And this is the screen that shows up in Adobe when you're creating a catalog. You just choose that option, New Index, and then use the catalog to create the full index of a bunch of PDF files. So let's go ahead and we're going to open up Acrobat here, and we're going to actually go into the indexing option. So I'm going to go over here to Tools, and I could cursor down here. Over here is handy place where you can place the tools on a sidebar instead of having to, like scroll down through them. Like here, in order to find the index option, it doesn't show up maybe at the top here, and so I'd have to scroll down and find where that indexing option is, way down here at the bottom, index. But what I did is I just grabbed a hold of it, left button, and I drug it over and I dropped it over there in my sidebar so that I didn't have to go searching for it in this area. So I'm going to go ahead, I've got the document open that I want to index, and I click on Index. And so here is the document on the screen that I wanted to do an index of, and full text index with a catalog. Well, I'm not going to do that first. That would be adding other documents to this one. I want to just manage the embedded index in this one particular document. So I click here, and the document does not contain an embedded index. If it did, it would show up, and then I could either remove it or I could update it. Since it doesn't have one, I'm going to pick Embed Index. The PDF needs to be saved before an index can be embedded. Yes, I want to save it. And it saved it, and now it's going through, and it has now indexed that particular document, and it's embedded in it. Now I could remove the index or I could update the index. Well, if I want to just keep it as is, I just click OK. Now if I bring this document up again, I've added to it, and I come up to manage the embedded index. I can go in there and update it, and so it will update the embedded index. I click OK, and then I have to remember to save the document with that embedded index. So I go over here to File, and it can do Save As. So it has, because this one does have an embedded index, and I would save it, or Shift-Control-S. So that's how you would embed an index into a PDF file. But now let's take a look at full text index with a catalog. So we choose this option, and then it tells you here you can use catalog to create a full index, text index of your PDF documents or document collections. And then after building an index, you can use the search command to search the entire set of documents quickly, and then click New Index to begin selecting the files to be included in the index. So this will help what I have to do here. I have to go up here to include the documents. I'll say New Index, and then I put in the index title. We'll say Sedona. That's what I'm going to put all the documents that have to do with, say that with the Sedona principles. I can put in an index, a description here, electronic discovery issues. Okay, and so and then I can include directories. So down here if I had a folder, or sometimes called a directory, I could add the whole folder to that directory. And then, so I'm assuming that I have created a folder with my files that I want to have in this particular catalog. I pick add, and then I would go out to that particular folder. Double click here and go into my Adobe Acrobat, and let's say that this is the folder that I want to have a catalog created for. I click OK, and then I could add other folders. If there were subfolders in this particular folder, I could say exclude these subdirectories, and then they would show up down below here, and then I would exclude them from the catalog. And now once I've got it all set up the way I want, I pick build, and it will go out and put that index, it's called a PDX file, into that same folder with all those PDFs. I'll say save it, and it says it was successful. And so now when I share that group of files in that PDF folder with someone on a CD or a USB stick, I would include that PDX file, so when they're doing their searching, it will speed up the whole process for them and make the searching a lot more accurate. So that's the basic method for creating an individual embedded index in a PDF file, or creating a full text index with a catalog for a group of files that you have put into a folder.